everyone, this is Pranshi Verma. Welcome to my channel, guys. In today's session, we are going to discuss web development for beginners, and this is lecture 1. Okay, guys, so today is the internet is accessible in almost every part of the world, as you know. In the last 2 decades, the internet and web have grown rapidly, so the websites. Okay, but if you go 2 decades back, the websites were very different. Very different. They were not at all attractive, of course, and most importantly, they were static. Okay, by static, I mean everything on a web page was fixed. But nowadays, websites are dynamic, generated by web applications. Okay, so now let's begin the session. What is websites? स्टार्ट करते हैं वेबसाइट से. वेबसाइट क्या है? वेबसाइट की डेफिनेशन से अगर हम बात करें, सो ए वेबसाइट इज ए कलेक्शन ऑफ पब्लिकली एक्सेसिबल इंटरलिंक्ड वेब पेजेस दैट शेयर ए सिंगल डोमेन नेम. ओके, that share a single domain name, not to be multiple domain name. Website can be created and maintained by an individual, group, business or organization to serve a variety of purposes. Together, all publicly accessible websites constitute the World Wide Web. Okay, although it's something called web page, but this definition is wrong. Since a website consists of several web pages, a website is also known as a web presence or simply site. Okay, so this is the definition of website. I hope you getting me what is website. Now, types of website. So simple 2 types of websites are available. First one is static and dynamic website. What is a static website? In a static website, everything is fixed until someone changes it manually from behind. स्टैटिक वेबसाइट में आप उसको जितनी भी बार वेब पेज को एक्सेस करें, वहां पर एवरीथिंग फिक्स्ड होता है. मींस एवरीथिंग इज फिक्स्ड. अगर आपको उसको चेंज करना है, अगर आप चाहते हैं आपके स्टैटिक वेबसाइट का डेटा में कुछ चेंजेस, तो आपको उसको मैन्युअली चेंज करना होता है. ओके, एंड वो तब तक फिक्स रहता है जब तक आप उसको मैन्युअली चेंज नहीं कर देते आप पर्टिकुलर वेब पेज के कोड में जाकर. Such websites are created using HTML and are the most straightforward part of website development. Okay, all the users visiting a static website have the same view, but the content on a dynamic website can be different for every users. For example, अगर आपने फोकस किया है Amazon's होम पेज, स्टैटिक वेबसाइट में आप उसको जितनी भी बार वेब पेज को एक्सेस करें, वहां पर एवरीथिंग फिक्स्ड होता है. मींस एवरीथिंग इज फिक्स्ड. अगर आपको उसको चेंज करना है, अगर आप चाहते हैं आपके स्टैटिक वेबसाइट का डेटा में कुछ चेंजेस, तो आपको उसको मैन्युअली चेंज करना होता है. ओके, एंड वो तब तक फिक्स रहता है जब तक आप उसको मैन्युअली चेंज नहीं कर देते आप पर्टिकुलर वेब पेज के कोड में जाकर. Such websites are created using HTML and are the most straightforward part of website development. Okay, all the users visiting a static website have the same view, but the content on a dynamic website can be different for every users. For example, अगर आपने फोकस किया है Amazon's होम पेज for a sign in user and a non sign in user. Okay, अगर आपने फोकस नहीं किया है तो लेक्चर के बाद जस्ट आप चेक कीजिएगा Amazon साइट पर जाकर. Amazon साइट का जो स्टार्टिंग पेज है वहां पर आप चेक करें तो वो साइन इन यूजर्स के लिए डिफरेंट होता है एंड नॉन साइन इन यूजर के लिए लिटिल डिफर होता है. ओके, इफ यू आर नॉट साइन इन यू कैन नॉट सी योर अकाउंट इंफॉर्मेशन, ऑर्डर हिस्ट्री एंड अदर स्टफ. ओके, सो इट अपीयर्स ओनली व्हेन यू साइन इन विद योर क्रेडेंशियल्स. जब आपको आपसे रिलेटेड जो भी आपकी हिस्ट्री है आपके सिस्टम में तभी प्रोवाइड होती है जब आप अपने क्रेडेंशियल से, मींस अपने अकाउंट से, रेस्पेक्टिव अकाउंट से Amazon साइट पर या किसी भी अदर साइट पर एक्सेस करते हैं विद पासवर्ड. ओके, सो आई होप यू गेटिंग मी व्हाट इज अ स्टैटिक वेबसाइट. In the static website, everything is fixed until someone changes manually from behind. Okay, all the users visiting a static websites have the same view. Maybe they sign in and may not be sign in, but website view is same for everyone. Okay, it means it's a static website. Now, dynamic website. A dynamic website is linked with at least one database where all the dynamic information is stored. Okay, a dynamic website is linked with at least one database means website अगर डायनेमिक है तो उसके लिए एटलीस्ट एक डेटाबेस आपको आपकी वेबसाइट से लिंक करना होता है. ओके, वहाँ क्या होता है, वहाँ पर आपके वेबसाइट की ऑल द डायनेमिक इंफॉर्मेशन मींस आपका वेबसाइट का जो भी डायनेमिक डेटा है वो सब स्टोर होता है. ओके, देयर इज नो सच डेटाबेस इन द केस ऑफ स्टैटिक वेबसाइट. स्टैटिक वेबसाइट में हमें किसी भी टाइप के डेटाबेस की नीड नहीं होती बिकॉज स्टैटिक वेबसाइट इज स्टैटिक फॉर एवरीवन. वहाँ पर कुछ चेंजेस होते ही नहीं है. User interaction is another essential part of a dynamic website. Okay, the main focus of this lecture series is on the development part. There are many differences. As I mentioned earlier, HTML is used to create a static website. Okay, HTML is one of the core technology of the World Wide Web, WWW. Okay, the other two technologies are CSS and JavaScript. You can also use CSS and JavaScript on a static website to make it more attractive and a bit interactive and a bit interactable. But the central concept, that is data, is fixed and does not change. Okay, but using these three technologies means HTML, CSS and JavaScript, you are able to create more effective, attractive and dynamic website. Okay, especially JavaScript can create beautiful and high performing dynamic websites. Okay, so don't worry, we will discuss all these three technologies in depth in upcoming lectures. Okay, but before moving further, let's talk HTML, CSS and JavaScript in brief so you can have an idea of what you are going to learn. Okay, so now let's begin with HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It does not matter how big or complicated your website is going to be. You will always start with HTML. HTML means HTML. No other options are available. It's the standard language to create structures of the web pages. Okay. While CSS and JavaScript have changed a lot over the years, but HTML of the 1990s and 2010s is not much different. Okay, means structure अगर आपको अपने वेबसाइट का क्रिएट करना है तो वो आप HTML के थ्रू ही कर सकते हैं. CSS and JavaScript, they both are additional things in your web pages. Okay, so the basic structure of a web page is created using HTML. There are several HTML elements and they are building blocks of these pages. HTML elements are used in the form of tags. The tags are angular brackets with HTML names written inside them. For example, the HTML tag for images in the angular bracket img close and then angular bracket. Okay, this one. Most of these tags have a closing tags like P and P. This sign backslash is using for closing the tag. Okay, is using for close the tag, and P tag is used for creating a paragraph. However, some tags such as img means image does not require a closing tag, and CSS and JavaScript are further applied to HTML to change its appearance and to make it dynamic respectively. Okay, so now CSS. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. Cascading Style Sheets are commonly known as CSS in the presentation part of a web page. HTML creates a structure of your web page and CSS converts it into an attractive and more readable version. Okay, no website is complete without CSS today. Users accept a website to be appealing, engaging, and above all, properly readable. With the help of CSS, you can change the font, color, size, positions, layout, and many more things. There are multiple ways of using CSS in an HTML file, each having its own advantage. Okay, we'll discuss in upcoming lectures. Now, JavaScript. JavaScript is considered the most crucial part of a website. It's the most popular language of the year 2019 according to Stack Overflow Insights. Okay guys, अगर आप Stack Overflow वेबसाइट के बारे में नहीं जानते हैं तो मैं आपको बता दूं, Stack Overflow मोस्ट ऑफ द पॉपुलर वेबसाइट है जहां पर कोड के लिए सर्च करते हैं, डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ पीपल अपने कोड अपडेट करते हैं अपनी डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ लैंग्वेजेस में। एंड किसी भी कोड के लिए अगर आपको सर्च करना है, कोई भी कोड परफॉर्म करना है, तो आप चाहते हैं स्टैक ओवरफ्लो पे अपनी प्रॉब्लम लेकर एंड आपको सॉल्यूशन मिलता है स्टैक ओवरफ्लो पे। इट मींस स्टैक ओवरफ्लो पे 2019 के अकॉर्डिंग जो सबसे ज़्यादा कोड सर्च हुआ है, सबसे ज़्यादा लैंग्वेज सर्च हुई है, वो है जावास्क्रिप्ट। सो आप इमेजिन कर सकते हैं जावास्क्रिप्ट इज़ ए वेरी popular scripting language. Okay, it's a scripting language that is used on client side as well as server side also. Earlier JavaScript can only run in a browser, but with the introduction of Node.js it can run outside too. Web frameworks and libraries such as Angular, React, Vue are built using JavaScript. As Node.js, it's also used to create backend services. Okay, now let's wind up the session with the key points of this lecture series. Okay, so first key point of the lecture is there are two types of websites. First one static and second one dynamic. Static websites have fixed content that does not change. Okay, and content in a dynamic websites can change either by users or automatically by different users. Okay, next key point is HTML, CSS and JavaScript are the three core technologies of the World Wide Web. Okay, and what is World Wide Web? The World Wide Web, commonly known as the web, is an information system where documents and other web resources are identified by uniform resource locator, which may be interlinks by hypertext, and they are accessible over the internet. Okay, next key point is HTML elements are accessed using angular brackets or commonly known as tags. This one. Okay, these tags are used to create the structure for a web page. Next key point, CSS is used to enhance the appearance of a web page. It's make web page more interactive and beautiful. Okay, next key point, JavaScript is a scripting language that plays a vital role in developing dynamic websites. It's used for user interaction, content management, manipulating databases and many more. Okay guys, I hope आज का lecture आपको clear होगा. See you in the next lecture, means lecture 2 of the series. Till now, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more updates. Share this video with your friends and wish you very all the best.